ドラゴンボールとは7個集めて合言葉を唱えればシェンロンと呼ばれる竜が現れるという不思議なボールである。シェンロンに頼めばどんな願いも叶えてくれるのだ。
Hey guys, so I haven't really been doing reviews for every episode of Daima, but this last episode has a lot of debate going on, both in the international community and actually in Japan as well. And that is two things that happened with Piccolo. So first off is, of course, he claims that he is the son of Katats. And then there were lots of people online saying, what does that mean? Who's Katats? Does he mean Piccolo Daimo? And, let's not forget that, people maybe don't remember all of the story and have forgotten that this is not only in the manga, but it is also in the anime as well, as we can see here.
そうか、思い出したぞ。カタッツの子だ。驚いた。まさかあの子が無事地球にたどり着けたとは。あの子はドラゴンボールを作り出せる竜族の天才児だった。
Okay, so as we can see here, this is actually not a new reveal. This was something that was revealed a long time ago by Saichoro-sama, or Guru, to Kuririn. So why would Piccolo know this name of his father? Now, there are two ways we can think about this. A, Kami-sama never forgot the name of his father. That's a possibility. Or two, if you look carefully in the scene, Nail is in the room. Piccolo then merged with Nail, therefore he would have gained all of his knowledge. So there's a high chance that's why Piccolo learned the name of Katats. Piccolo learned a lot about his heritage that he didn't know from Nail. So there's a lot of debate on who Piccolo is, and this debate has been going on for decades. Is he the reincarnation of Piccolo Daimo, or is he the son of Piccolo Daimo? I think it's made quite clear, though it is quite confusing. Look at the first clip here of Piccolo being born. According to Piccolo Daimo himself, this is his son, this is his child. He spits out the egg and says, hey, my son, avenge me. Don't forget your evil roots, don't forget that evil, hold on to it, and get revenge. Next, we get a clip of Piccolo as a child himself, causing mayhem, and stating here that he is going to avenge his father by killing the person who killed his father. But, unfortunately, things get complicated here. We have Kami-sama telling Goku, Piccolo's not dead. Piccolo Daimo's not dead. And of course, Goku, what? What do you mean? And then according to Kami, that he spit out a clone of himself. He says a bunjin, which basically means like a clone, if those who watch Naruto, Kage Bunjin. And he's saying this clone of him basically is devoted to getting revenge on Goku.
Everybody getting this so far?
When Piccolo goes to fuse with Kami, prior to Cell's arrival, and, Piccolo is more worried about defeating 17 and 18 at this point, Kami, word for word, states that not you, your father, and I used to be one being. So this is finally Kami also admitting that Piccolo's physical body is not who he once was, with Kami. They were not that nameless Namekian. It was actually Piccolo Daima, and that they are not, in fact, the same physical being. And I think that's really well written. It's both in the manga and in the anime, this dialogue.
But wait! There's more!
Finally, this clip of Goku explaining things to his friends is, in my opinion, the definitive answer. Goku says that Piccolo spit out one last child, like one last egg, but put everything of himself into it. Therefore, they're not really that different. And I think that is, in a nutshell, the answer everybody needs to realize. This is an individual. Piccolo Jr. or Ma Jr., he is an individual. However, he has everything of his father within him. Therefore, they're not really that different. And watch one more clip here of Piccolo channeling his father, which is it's wonderfully done in the anime.
言っておくが、今度のピッコロ様の実力は3年前とは比べ物にならん。
それはオラだってだ。
せいぜい生きがっておくんだな。貴様さえ消せばあっという間にこの世は俺様のものになる。 素晴らしい魔の世界が待っているんだ。
So after watching all these clips, I think we have a better understanding that, again, he is an individual with all of his father in him. And I think this clip from Chinatown kind of sums it up. I'm Piccolo Daimo.
I said I want the truth.
I'm his son. I'm Piccolo Daimo. I'm Piccolo. I'm his son.
I said I want the truth.
I'm Piccolo and his son. Now, let's get back to Daima for a second with Katatsu. Once they merge together, Piccolo and Kami, word for word, Piccolo basically says, I am no longer Piccolo. I am no longer Kami. I am the Namekian who has long since forgotten his name. Meaning that this merging of them returned them back to their original state. Nail actually mentions this on Namek. So basically, the Piccolo we have now, he still decides to call himself Piccolo, which, if you go, again, more digging back into the old story, when Goku first sees him, he says, what should I call you? And he says, call me Piccolo, just keep it simple. And I think basically Piccolo just likes to keep that name Piccolo, but he is in fact technically the original Namek in a way. They've become that being again. Therefore, that original nameless Namek was the son of Katatsu. End of conversation. The last point from this new episode is Piccolo admitting he cannot speak his native tongue of Namekian. Goku is the one who brings it up here. He says, hey Piccolo, can't you speak it? Piccolo says, no, I've lived on Earth too long. I've forgotten how. Even in Japan, people online are saying, oh, Toriyama just got old and forgot, you know, and I disagree highly. It's like the same argument that people were having back in the first episode with Kaioshin and Kibito not being fused anymore and them changing their answer on how they did it. You know, in Super, they used the Dragon Balls on Namek, whereas here they're saying they let themselves get absorbed by Buu. And people are like, well, what did Toriyama forget? He did not forget. Toriyama basically is not a stickler for canon. You know, he was never one for that. He wants to tell the story he wants to tell, and he'll do it however he wants. And minor changes like that are not so significant to him. And I think that's the same thing here. So basically, he's not saying Piccolo never spoke the language because we clearly saw him speak it at the Tenkaichi Budokai to Kami, so he clearly could speak his language. You know, but you could kind of say that, well, he lived on Earth a long time and got rusty. And I would say that it's not that he can't speak it. I would say more like maybe he's not confident he could speak it perfectly, and maybe he's not confident in his ability to speak to the dragon. That's a way we could kind of interpret it. There is a bit of bullshit there because how did he speak it to begin with? Piccolo Daimo was born on Earth, you know, technically being ripped, the evil part of ripped from Kami, and Kami was raised on Earth and never used his language, yet both of them spoke it fluently, clearly. So I do think there's a bit of a BS thing there where I don't think for them it would have mattered, not to mention having Nail absorbed into him as well. I'm pretty sure he could speak the language quite well. So what we really have here, and this is the actual, probably real answer, Toriyama needed a reason for Neva to go along and just like, oh, well, he's the only one who could speak the language. Now, there were probably other ways they could have written this, but, you know, like maybe, well, you need to know a specific password, you know, something like that. But I think for, again, this is not worth everybody getting all arguing over online like I'm seeing people are saying, you know, Piccolo could speak the language. What are they talking about? I think it's just one of the things we can ignore. Now, overall, you know, those 2 points aside, I am loving this show. This show is just so much fun. It's just such a, you know, deep dive into the lore. I'm loving how goofy it is. You know, I think maybe for some Western fans, they might not be digging the goofiness, but that's Toriyama's style. And I'm loving how Majin Ku and Majin Do are just so funny, and I can already see what's going to happen, how those two are going to end up becoming one being that will probably be very serious. Right now, they're both silly. One's strong, one's not so strong, but I have a feeling they're going to fuse together in a way, and we'll have a serious villain. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. I love the Majin lore, by the way, the past few episodes. The whole reveal of the Majin, like, you know, origins is just wonderful. I've always loved, you know, the Majin Buu saga, so really cool stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying Daima. You know, if you do want to see me review more episodes, like I said, this one's special because I think it has just so much debate around it. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. it.